Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Nuta, the Crochet World, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment my videos. And today we're gonna do this lovely and beautiful hat, and it is a perfect hat for a winter, and I'm doing this for a child. Now I'm doing this specifically for my nephew, and he's 3.5 years old. And for this one I've used my 4 mm of the hook, 4 mm of the hook, and I've used my 100% of the cotton yarn. And in the measurements, it is about about 7 inches long, and it is about 8 inches of wide, like this. Now this is the ear portion, and it goes like this. And this is the ear portion, actually, ear for the hat, and it looks like this. So this is for the kids size, and I hope you're gonna like my today's tutorial. So now let's begin. Okay, so I've used my 4 mm of the hook, and have your slip knots here, like this. This is my 100% cotton yarn, and I've used my 4 mm of the hook. Now here, chain up 11. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Now I'm gonna turn my work, and you can see the back bum of my chains here. So I'm gonna work on that, and I'm gonna do single crochet on all 10 stitches. So I'm not gonna work on this first bum. This is my back side of my first chain, so I'm not gonna work on this one, so I'm gonna skip that, and I'm gonna work on the second chain from here. And this is the back portion of my second chain, and I'm gonna insert my hook into that second chain. We'll grab the yarn and we'll make my first single crochet here. So all the way around we are gonna have our 10 single crochets here for this round number 1, or row number 1. So just keep on doing this. Insert your hook into the back bum and just make single crochets like this. So insert your hook into this back bum of your chain, grab your yarn over and pull your yarn through both the loops, and that's your single crochet. So keep on doing this single crochet, and by the end of this round number 1, you're gonna have your 10 single crochets. Okay, so here it is. This is my row number 1. Now for row number 2, chain up 1, turn your work, and insert your hook into the back loop of your first stitch. So instead of putting our hook into both the loops, we are only gonna insert our hook into this back loop, and we will make our single crochet here. So just grab your yarn like this. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through both the loops, and this is your single crochet back loop only. So keep on doing this single crochet back loop only for this row number 2, and by the end of this row you're gonna have your 10 single crochets back loop only. So keep on doing this, keep on taking the back loops and keep on doing this. Like this. At the end of my row number 2, my work looks like this. Now chain up 1 again, turn your work, and we are again going to do our single crochets for back loop only. So keep on repeating the row number 2 here, and we are going to do it until our row number 66. So until row number 66, keep on doing this single crochets back loop only, and each row you're going to have your 10 single crochets. So each row will have 10 single crochets back loop only, and keep on doing it until row number 66. And I'm gonna meet you after my row number 66, and then we're gonna attach this ribbing. So I'm gonna meet you after my row number 66. Do not forget to take this last stitch like this, so do not forget that. And I'm gonna meet you after my row number 66. Okay, so after my 66 rib stitches, it looks like this. Now we have to join this 2 parts. So for that chain up one. After your 66th row, just chain up one and put them together like this. Now insert your hook into your first stitch from the previous round like this, and insert your hook into your foundation chain, because this is your foundation chain. Just insert your hook like this, and now grab your yarn and pull your yarn through all your loops and make a slip stitch here like this. This is my first slip stitch. Now into the second stitch, I'm going to insert my hook into this first V, and then I'm going to insert my hook into this second V. Now this is my previous row and this is my foundation chain. I'm going to grab the yarn, so you just yarn over and grab your yarn through all your loops just like this and make a slip stitch, and you're going to have your 10 slip stitches here on this round, and I'm going to meet you after that. Okay, I've done my 9 slip stitches and that's going to be my last slip stitch. So be careful when you are doing your last stitch. Do not forget, stitches are sometimes hiding, your last stitches are sometimes hiding. So just put your hook like this and grab your yarn and make a slip stitch. That's it. Now that's gonna go inside, but before that, now chain up one here, and we're gonna do a single crochet. So this chain one, you can put a stitch marker here if you will find it difficult to remember which is your chain one. Please put a stitch marker here. Now we are gonna do 66 single crochets on this all the way around for our round number 1 for this our design. Now here, how we're going to do this single crochets, as we have chained up one here, just insert your hook into your first rib stitch here and grab your yarn and make a single crochet and go here. This is my second row, so I'm going to insert my hook here, grab the yarn, and we'll make a slip stitch here. Sorry, a single crochet here. Again, this is my second row. As I can see, this is my third row. 1 and 2 already done. This is my third row, and I'm going to insert my hook into this stitch, sorry, this row like this, and we'll grab the yarn and we'll make a single crochet here. Again, this is another row, so I'm going to insert my hook into that row like this and we'll make a single crochet. So keep on doing this, one single crochet on each row, and you're going to have your 66 single crochets on this round, and I'm going to meet you after that. Okay, so after doing my single crochet for my round number 1, my work looks like this. Now for round number 2, I'm gonna chain up one here, so chain up one and turn your work like this, because our pattern will build in front and we want this portion to go inside, and we are going to build up our design in the front like this. So we have to turn our work here. Now as you can see, I have made my slip stitch here and I'm going to work on this stitch. So here I'm going to insert my hook into that stitch, grab the yarn, and we'll make one single crochet here. Now yarn over and insert your hook into that same stitch where you have made your first single crochet. So just insert your hook into that space, grab your yarn, now yarn over for one more time and insert your hook into that same space and grab your yarn, and you're going to have your 5 loops on your hook. So it's 1 2 3 4 and 5 loops. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all 5 loops like this. Now the next stitch, we are going to skip the next stitch. So here I've worked on this stitch. This is the stitch I've been working on. So I'm going to skip my next stitch and I'm going to insert my hook into this stitch after that, and I'm going to insert my hook into that stitch like this, grab your yarn and make a single crochet here, and yarn over and insert your hook into that same stitch, grab your yarn over and insert for one more time into that same stitch, insert your hook into that same stitch and grab your yarn, and you're going to have 5 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all 5 loops. Again, the next stitch, we're going to skip the next stitch, and into this next stitch we're going to do 1 single crochet and 1 half puff stitch. So just insert your hook into that stitch, grab your yarn, make a single crochet, now yarn over, grab your yarn over and grab your yarn, make it for 2 times. So that's going to be your half puff stitch, yarn over and pull your yarn through all your loops like this. Again, skip the next stitch, and into the next stitch let's do 1 single crochet and 1 half puff stitch. So yarn over 1 time, yarn over for 2nd time, yarn over and pull your yarn through all your loops, and keep on doing this, and I'm going to meet you here at the end of this round. Okay, so at the end of my round number 2, my work looks like this. Now we are going to insert our hook into our first stitch, and that's going to be our first single crochet from our previous round. So we're going to insert our hook into that. This is the first stitch, and we're going to insert our hook into that first stitch, which is the first single crochet from our previous round. So just insert your hook into that stitch like this, grab your yarn, and we are not going to make any slip stitch here. So just grab your yarn like this, and we are not going to make any slip stitch. We are going to continue doing our this pattern, this design. So just make a single crochet here like this, and here you can put your stitch marker. So just put your stitch marker here so that you will remember that now you are going to start your round number 3, and just like before, make your half puff stitch here. So as we have done our first single crochet here, yarn over and insert your hook into that same stitch and grab your yarn like this. Now yarn over for 1 more time, insert your hook into that same stitch and grab your yarn, and you're going to have 5 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all your 5 loops. Now the next stitch, we are going to skip the next stitch, and into the next stitch, which is going to be again your single crochet from your previous round, we are going to insert our hook into that stitch. So skip 1 stitch, and then into the next stitch just insert your hook like this, grab your yarn, make a single crochet, then make half puff stitch. So just yarn over, insert your hook into that stitch, grab your yarn, yarn over, insert your hook into that stitch, grab your yarn. You are going to have 5 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all your loops. Again, next stitch, we are going to skip the next stitch, and we are going to work on the next stitch after that. So just insert your hook into that stitch, grab your yarn, make a single crochet. Now make a half puff stitch into that same stitch. So just yarn over for 2 times. It's 1 and 2. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all your loops. Skip the next stitch, and into the next stitch do again the same thing. Just grab your yarn, make a single crochet, and then yarn over and pull your yarn for 2 times, and you're going to have your half puff stitch here. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all your stitches, and now keep on repeating it. So after ending every row, we are not going to make a slip stitch. Instead of making slip stitch, we will continue doing our pattern, and we will make our first single crochet into that stitch. So keep on doing that, keep on repeating your row number 3 until your row number 20. So just keep on doing this until row number 20, and I'm going to meet you after my row number 20. Okay, so after my row number 20, my work looks like this and like this. Now we're going to do our last slip stitch, and so this is my end of my row number 20, and this is the starting point of my row number 20. So I've just put a stitch marker there. I'm just going to remove it like this and insert your hook into that stitch. So skip one stitch, and the stitch where you have put your stitch marker, just insert your hook into that stitch, grab your yarn, and make a slip stitch here like this. Now pull the yarn like this and just turn your work. Now this is the back portion. Turn your work like this and have your cap in this position. Just have your hook in this position. Insert your hook and just have your hook in this position. Now remember that this is the back side of our work. Now chain one here, and as you can see, I have chain one here. This is my chain one. I'm going to insert my hook into my next stitch from this side and next stitch from the other side as well. So like this, touching up your yarn like this. This is my chain one, and this is the two loops I have taken from each side of the cap. This is the two sides. And just grab your yarn like this and make a slip stitch here like this. And now insert your hook into your next stitches from both the side. Grab your yarn and make slip stitch. Now keep on doing the slip stitches. Take both the stitches from both the sides and keep on doing your slip stitches until here. And until here you're going to have your 32 slip stitches, as we have been working on one stitch here and we're going to work on last stitch here. So that will be our 33 stitches. And in between this, we are going to have our 32 slip stitches. So just work on this 32 slip stitches here, and I'm going to meet you at the end here. So here it is. I have done my 31 stitches, and I'm going to do my last stitch, and that's going to be my 32nd stitch like this. Here. This is my last slip stitch. Now, I'm going to cut the yarn, and we'll put my loose end inside. So here it is. I've got my yarn, and always secure your last stitch. Just put your loose end inside. Okay, so the work looks like this from the back side, and we're going to turn our side now. So the cap looks like this from the front. Here it is. Now we are going to put the ears here. So we're going to take two portions from here. For that one, we're going to need a piece of yarn, but before that, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to work on this line. If you can see, we're going to work on this raw, and here as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're going to work on this row. Now here we don't have this portion, but we have this line, so we are going to put our stitches under this line so it will be hidden and there will be no mess here on the front side. So for that one, we are going to need a piece of yarn. So just take your piece of yarn, the same yarn, and have your needle. So I'm going to show you on this side. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to work on this side. Now here, insert your needle somewhere here from the back side like this. Grab your yarn and simply just attach your work this way. So keep on doing this. So here it is. Now we cannot see because I have hidden up my stitches under this. If you can see, this is my stitches. These are my stitches. These are under this whole row, and similarly I've put my stitches here. So at the back you can see that my stitches are here. Now I'm here and I've put this line So I'm gonna insert my needle from here, and here we should tie our knot and hide our loose end inside. Similarly, we're going to count on this side as well. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to use this this line, to put our stitches like this. And keep on doing this just as what we have done here. Keep on doing this on this line as well. And hide your loose ends inside. And from the inside, just put your loose ends in. And I'm going to meet you after that, after this line. And here it is my final product, and it looks like this. Now you can see that there is no flaws here in the design, neither at the back, and the work looks like this. Let me turn this up and let me show you how it looks from the inside. So it looks like this from the inside. This is gonna be the head portion, and that's our ears for the cap. And that's it. I hope you have liked my today's tutorial. If you have liked, please like, share, and comment on my videos. And please subscribe to my channel. And I will see you into the next video. Till then, bye.